objects in our surroundings. Now some of these objects move, but some do not move. Just like this book in my hand is not moving, so it is at rest. But if you observe a moving car on a road, then that is in motion. And in today's session, we will introduce motion and try to learn some important concepts about motion. So stay tuned. Welcome back, students. So students, before starting the formal discussion, let us have a look at what all we'll cover in today's session. So today, first we will try to understand motion with the help of some examples. Then from these examples, we will learn the idea of types of motion. And finally, we will try to understand motion as perceived by observer. So without any further delay, let's start the session. So the very first question is, what is motion? Now, if one object is moving, then it is essentially changing its position, and we say that the object is in motion. Just like if you observe this car which is moving on a road, then it is in motion. Now, on the other hand, this spring mass system is moving up and down, so it is in motion. And also the electrons which are actually orbiting, they are in motion as well. And of course, the blades of the fan are moving, so they are in motion. Now, seeing these objects, one question immediately comes in our mind. Are these objects exhibiting same type of motion? Of course not. We can see clearly that they are having different types of motion. And now we will talk about different types of motion. So if we try to categorize motion, then we will broadly grade three different segments. One is rotational motion, another one is translational motion, and the other one is vibrational motion. Now, of course, we can classify this translational motion further in two other categories like rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. So I will straight away give the definition of rectilinear and curvilinear motion here. So rectilinear motion means when the object is moving in a straight line. And curvilinear motion means when the object is moving in a curved path. Now let us give some examples related to different types of motions so that these concepts become very clear to all of us. So just like the example of the motion of the blades of the fan was a typical example of rotational motion, where the blades were actually rotating. Now, if you consider the example of spring mass system, then that was moving up and down. So that was a classic example of vibrational motion. And of course, the motion of the car on the road was the example of rectilinear motion. And the motion of electrons which were orbiting in a circle was the example of curvilinear motion. Now, having understood the definition and types of motion, let us try to understand motion as perceived by an observer. So, I am sure that you must have heard this phrase, motion is relative, but you may not have understood the meaning of this phrase very clearly. So, let us spend some time to make this meaning very clear to us. So, you know that perception differs for different persons. Just like if we consider this glass which is partially filled, then some girl can say that the glass is half filled, or some other boy can say that the glass is half empty. Now both of them are correct because they are describing the same system rightly, but they have different perception. For the girl it is half filled, for the boy it is half empty. Now the same thing is applicable for motion as well. So let us consider one example related to motion and try to understand that why motion is relative. So we will consider a girl who is standing on a field, and this girl is actually observing some passengers who are inside a train which is moving. Now let's say these are the passengers who are sitting inside a compartment, and the girl is actually observing these passengers. Now, if you ask the girl about the motion of the lady passenger, then the girl would say that the lady is actually moving because the train itself is moving. But if you ask the co-passenger about the motion of the lady passenger, he would say that no, the lady is not moving, she is sitting at her place. then who is correct? So in fact, both of them are correct, but they have different perception. And that's why we say that motion is relative, because it depends on the perception of the observer. So friends, having understood these concepts, I believe that was a good introduction to motion. Now before closing the session, let us quickly revise whatever we have learned today. So today, first we have understood that when an object changes its position, it's said to be in motion. Then we have seen different types of motions like rectilinear motion, curvilinear motion, rotational motion, vibrational motion, etc. And finally, we have understood that there is nothing called absolute motion, because motion is always relative, as it depends on the perception of the observer. So friends, that was a small session on introduction to motion. I will meet you in the next session with another interesting topic. Till then, stay tuned with us, and most importantly, keep learning.